I cannot.
Hey, which show should we do next?
Which show should we do next?
Mhm.
We've already, I think we've already done Tennessee, sadly. But
Do them again, because
do them again.
I'm feeling like real funky.
Let's get the Tennessee fans' expectations and then compare it to.
One of them texted me today that Hendon Hooker will be the best quarterback in the SEC today. Groundhog Day. It's not really Groundhog Day, but you get the quote.
Where the hell? Where? What?
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm thinking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way up.
All right, now you're gonna make me go find this thing. Have y'all seen our Instagram page? We got an Instagram page run by young Brandon, who is
He's
doing
probably
an
going to shut
excellent
it
job.
down after he sees this.
It ain't there no more. Let's see if I can find it. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, we did Tennessee because I just they're getting mighty feisty in Knoxville because they got Hope, and we all know what Hope does. If you've seen the SEC shorts, which all of you have, you know what Hope can do to a program. We've suffered through those days. Now they got it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about being a Florida fan. I mean, at this point, I'm just blowing in the wind. Like, I have no hope. I am in fully wait and see mode at this point. It's just been a decade of, I don't know if I put it in the group chat, but there is a memory I had pop up on Facebook of a picture I took of basketball. It was the top 10 best programs of the previous 10 years. And it was from 2015. Of course, Florida was number one. And so, I sent it to my buddies and I'm like, Muschamp was handed the keys to a Ferrari and Mike White was handed the keys to a Bugatti. And somehow all we managed to get was a dumpster fire. And it's just like, those highs, I know it's going to take at least a year and a half before we get back there, and it's painful. At least, maybe probably even 2.5 years at this point. But we're climbing, man. That's all I can say.
You know where you are?
Yeah.
You're where we were in the 90s, minus the SEC East titles.
Yeah, I don't think we were that bad.
In some years you were. The Muschamp years were pretty gnarly.
But we still only had one losing season.
McElwain freaking won it 2 years, the East 2 years in a row, and still got canned. I think you might be right. You got to be the only school that fired dudes for winning their division.
Well, we at least gave them enough.
I told you about Mullen. I told you. We
did,
on the
man.
show. We can pull up the footage.
Bro, you know how much it pains me more to admit you were right than it does to watch us lose to fucking South Carolina. Like, come on.
It's the only thing I'm good at.
But I got to give credit where credit's due.
The savior.
We need to do a show
I'm playing that
on
again.
NIL.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, I can predict some clear pronunciation in Knoxville.
You know what's going to happen. His name is Nico. It's going to be like Tua Tagovailoa. Ain't no Bama fans call him Tagovailoa. They call him Tua because that's as much as they can muster.
2 syllables.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Boys, I want to go to bed soon. So what I'm going to do, Patrick, we did better. Goes, yeah, that's right. Brandon got him. I need to get some cheeseburgers. I think Tennessee's still handing out bags of cheeseburgers, so they'd leave the cheeseburgers out of them.
Speaking of which, okay, so LSU just canned Will Wade after him being caught on an FBI wiretap admitting to paying players. What the fuck happened to Tennessee when they clearly were caught paying players?
It's a fair question.
You need to go dig around in Vol Twitter.
Fair question.
Vol Twitter is a whole other world, dude.
So one of the insiders for one of the Florida message boards is apparently he runs he's like a Chick-fil-A franchisee in Central Florida. That's the most information we get from him. So of course the natural transition to that is, dude, go fucking drop some Chick-fil-A bags. Like, we need some recruits. Like, line those bags with some money.
Yeah.
Fuck it, it's better. Chick-fil-A is way better than McDonald's anyway. So I mean, it's already a step up there.
So
Where's
let me
the
tell
lie?
you, Matt, you know how we were talking about the Reddit boards with all the like serial killers and all that kind of stuff.
Don't tell people all this stuff, Mitch. This
You
is
get- you get
this is on the
dropped in.
Patreon page that we don't have yet.
Right, you get dropped into one of those pages and you're like, what the hell is all of this, right?
Dude.
When you go to Vol Twitter, that's what is this? Where are you people from?
It's the cartel video version of college football. You're like, I'm haunted. Close my computer.
I'm haunted.
It's a turtle walking across the desert with a
With a
Davy
human
Crockett hat
skull.
on.
Well, hey, if Tennessee really wants to put their big boy pants on, they better get used to this kind of shit, because if they're going to be the new upstarts, then you're gonna get ganged up on.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is
I need the piece of paper that says Kentucky.
that's
fans
one
can't
observation I've had from social media. It's Georgia fans, y'all just do not know how to troll. Like, it's just been such a weird spectacle because y'all have there's literally no reason to engage anybody in an argument for the next 365 days, because you can just say, do natty. You can say scoreboard.
Listen, dude, I
see people commenting and they're just like the worst shit talkers I've ever seen in my life, and it's like,
they're not used to it. They're not used to it. Here's the thing with that. You're right. I don't like it. And even I wasn't used to it for like the first 2 weeks, because I was still trying to like, and then I realized I had what alcoholics refer to as a moment of clarity. I was like, I don't have to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Kneel before your God. Get out of my face. I'll let you talk shit to Tennessee. I'll let Tennessee talk shit to Kentucky. I'll let Notre Dame fight USC. All of you little people, do your thing. Get out of my face.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean,
It's almost like a pressure valve was like released, and we're like, okay.
I just got an idea for a video. It's Gozer the Gozerian. Are you a god? and then when it cuts to the Ghostbusters, it's gonna be their faces are replaced by like logos for other SEC teams, and then it cuts back to her and it's just a G, and then
I'd watch
coming soon to a field of streams near you.
I'd watch it.
What have I started?
The only, and I've stopped, but the last holdouts for like me were some of these frickin' Bama fans who just won't let it go.
Oh boy,
they won't let it go. I let them go.
Yeah.
I let them go finally. But
I like the one that Patrick posted in the Discord the other day, where it was just the Morton Salt logo, and it just said, "Die mad, you salty bitch." Well, yes, that's where I'm at with Bama folks right now. Just go and die mad about it.
Yeah,
I feel like Bama has an interesting cross section to where their most successful 15-year run ever has been right now, and then you have that old school people who are like, oh, Bear Bryant did all this shit. It's like, dude, Nick Saban's won 6 titles for you. Who cares about Bear Bryant right now? Yeah. So you have these people who grew up on social media with Bama being the dominant program, so they're pretty good at shit talking. And then you go in, once you pass about 40, those Bama fans are just like, they act like because Bama won titles in the 70s is why they're relevant. It's like, dude, no, it's Nick Saban. And then you have really good shit talkers, and it's just a really weird cross section.
like in the good shit that we're not trying to. We know that 15-year period that's not just in their history. That's in the history of all.
Yeah.
We're not trying to take anything away from you. Now we're all just trying to beat you just one time.
Yeah.
Right? We beat you one time. If you could beat Alabama next year, Florida man, if you could beat them for a national title next year, you'd be on cloud 9.
Oh, for sure.
And they always come back with, well, we won 6 in a row, and we're going to be there next year. I don't give a shit. Today, I'm a champion, and you're not. God dang.
feels good, doesn't it?
It does feel good to win that way against that team. It would have felt
Oh,
good
yeah,
to do
I
it
agree.
anyway. If it had been Cincinnati, if it had been anybody else, Oklahoma, it would have felt good to end the drought.
Because
But
then people,
to
if
beat
it had
that
been
team,
Cincinnati, it would have.
That's
Yeah,
how I
that
feel
usually.
about. That's how I feel about FSU's 2013 title. They beat Auburn, and that was during the "We Want Bama" phase, right? To where Bama was just head and shoulders above everybody else. And then Auburn flukes and beats Georgia, then beats Bama, then beats Missouri in the SEC title game, and then chokes against FSU. That title to me is so fraudulent because they, if you rewind 20 years, you got the USC dynasty, then you get the Florida dynasty, quote unquote, 2 and 3 years. It's not really a dynasty, but then Bama takes over. Then you get the Clemson intersection, and if you go back and look, only one team won an individual title in that time frame. Or I guess Ohio State falls into that as well, but they were in the playoffs, so they're a little bit they get a little bit of a pass. Then they had to go through Bama to do it. But that FSU title, man, beating Auburn in the title, it's like you didn't go through the big dog though. Like Bama came in and took our lunch in the SEC title game. They did it to y'all a couple years ago with Tua. Y'all took it from them finally. And the fact that FSU didn't, and they get to still claim the last and the first BCS title, man, it pisses me off way more than.
I'm sensing some stings, a little bit of here.
Considering how far they've fallen since that moment, it's just, like you're talking about beating Bama in the title and dealing with the Gumps, right? When Florida was winning our titles, Bobby was at the end of his run. And so instead of our rivals being up, Georgia was up, but they weren't where they are now. FSU, Miami, Tennessee, those teams were good. LSU won the 07 title. But for me, FSU is what it's all about because that's who I deal with daily. Nowadays, it's more diverse, but in 06 and 08, I was surrounded by FSU fans. And they didn't give a shit because they hadn't been relevant in 5 years at that point. So it's not really fun. It's not fun to. Would you go to a Georgia Tech fan and start talking shit?
No.
And if you did, what would happen?
Nothing.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even talk to him. Like,
they'd be like, "Who's our coach?" I don't know.
I think we were bantering once, and it's Georgia went, and you were like, "Well, they have more natties." Yeah, when they wore leather helmets, there are now Georgia Tech fans who are of legal drinking age who have never seen the Jackets win in Atlanta ever.
That's rough.
I mean, there's
we run the state. To your point, when it gets that lopsided, or when someone's that bad, it's not fun. It's like, just stop. Yeah. Can you just get off the schedule so we can bring in a Clemson or FSU?
We're FSU's not there yet. Like this past year, I had FSU fans acting like losing to Florida with an interim head coach after a terribly disappointing season for the winner to get bowl eligible. They're like, "Oh, we almost beat y'all." Bro, what? This season was so bad we fired our coach, and y'all are glad about almost beating us? Like, how far have y'all fallen? It's
far. You ain't gonna find no love for the criminals amongst us.
Hey,
pile on them. Mitch, are you like a criminal?
No, I could go on about this.
I ain't got near and a bit of use for no criminal.
But I like Patrick. I need to be.
This quick 30-minute show.
I was like, man, we're gonna knock this thing out. It's gonna be.
Well, when it shows up, you got to stick around.
Hey, man, if it was anybody else, I would have left. The 35
I will be cremated in this.
I believe that's true.
Thing of beauty there. Doesn't the name usually go in the back though?
What name?
I thought the post office was blue and white.
KTG Caleb has a USPS hat, and I was like, bro, listen, I don't know how much you paid for that hat, but I'll buy you a dozen of them if you will mail that one to Mr. Ducati.
It's the ultimate quandary, but I know we got to go. Are we doing the courtesy thing where he picks the next team?
Yeah. So who do we get to talk to next?
Who we got left?
So everybody who is in our regular chat, their teams have all been. You were the last of that line. Everybody else's team has been addressed. So that leaves.
Have we done us?
Yeah, we did us first. That leaves LSU. That leaves
He don't want to talk
Mississippi
about LSU.
State and Ole Miss from the West, and it leaves Kentucky, Missouri, South Carolina, and Vandy from the East.
Y'all got to
So
do something about LSU because LSU is getting out of hand when it comes to Florida. It's like,
Man.
are they here now? Is that what's happening?
Yes. They're much like Mullen. They're a thing of the past, and this is a new page that we're turning.
Okay.
LSU has always been a thorn in our side, and they will always be. And I will always be pissed about the fact that we got stuck with the sleeping giant that was LSU as our permanent cross.
Well, they are. There ain't no doubt about that. What did you say, Mitch? If there's one team that you don't want to ever believe in themselves, it's LSU.
Yeah, and LSU hitting on all cylinders is every bit as scary as Florida,
Bama.
Georgia, Bama, anybody else.
Name them.
Robert says, "Cut the rope to the anchor."
Okay, yeah. So do you know Eric Douglas, Mitch?
I know Eric. Yeah, I know
You
Eric.
think he would join us for a South Carolina?
I've talked
preview?
to Eric in the past about that, and he said that he would be honored to. I could probably convince him to come on and talk some Cox with us.
Yeah, let's do that one then. I think
All right,
that'd be
we'll do it.
an interesting one.
I'll see if maybe we can get Eric and Bryn on the show. That would be that'd be stellar.
Yeah, sir. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good one. It was good talking to you, Matt.
You too, sir. We will see each other down
See
the
ya, buddy.
road. When the
Yes,
season
sir.
kicks in, I will be more active.
Yes, sir.
All right.
See ya.
Let's do this thing before we get out of here.